Hey y'all, hey, it's Bodhi, and I'm back with another channel message. I trust everyone is doing well. Let's go ahead and get off into this download. This is a quick one, okay? It's going to be a quick one, but it's urgent, okay? I got this feeling of urgency, and this message has to be delivered urgently, okay? Collective, if you happen to find yourself in the midst of some kind of, chaos and some kind of confusion where there may be disagreements or arguments or, anger, Spirit wants you to know to separate your energy. Okay, separate your energy. And it's a weird kind of feeling because I almost feel as though you are directly involved. But then again, it's like intuitively I'm feeling like you're just in the midst of it, right? So maybe, God, I know that's such a contradiction because I feel like you're directly involved because you're in the midst of the confusion or whatever's going on, but maybe it's not directly happening to you, if that makes sense, or maybe you're not the one that is causing the confusion, right? It's like you're not a participant. You just could be like a bystander or, maybe even facilitating the situation. But whatever it is, okay, if there's any kind of anger, upheaval, confusion, chaos surrounding you between now and the beginning of the year, Spirit wants you to separate your energy. Spirit wants you to take a very deep, deep breath because I feel as though it's not about you, collective, right? Like whatever it is, it's not about you, okay? Or it has nothing to do with you. Oh, gosh. This energy is so conflicted. And I feel as though the reason why I'm feeling kind of conflicted is because the collective will be feeling conflicted. Like, is this about me? Or was it something I did? Or was it something I said? Right? So there's some inner confliction here, but it's not about you. It's nothing that you did or said. It's outside of you. And so Spirit just wants you to take a step back. It doesn't want you to lean into the confusion. It doesn't want you to participate. You know what I mean? It kind of wants you to take a step back and like observe what's happening. It wants you to kind of think before responding. If you must respond, it's like think before you respond. Don't think or don't respond with haste or anger. You know what I mean? Because, Spirit is just telling me it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you, even though it may appear to be directed at you or something like this. Okay, so Spirit wants you to avoid conflict. It wants you to avoid anything that could be chaotic, any kind of confusion. It just wants you to avoid it. If you do have to interact or engage because you find yourself in the midst of whatever is going on, Spirit wants you to like be very subtle, you know what I mean? Very observant, be very, kind. Kindness is here. If they're on 10, you need to be on 1. You know what I mean? And just know inside that this has nothing to do with me, right? I don't really know why this is happening. I believe as though it's a test. Okay, I don't know why the universe is bringing up a test for the collective as we, are gearing off, and going into this new year. It could be around the holidays or something like that. I just feel like there's confusion here. There's some type of conflict here, and it has little to nothing to do with you. And I just feel like it's important for some reason, man, to know that if we do lean into the conflict, if we do lean into the confusion and state our case or get as angry or, you know what I mean? There's going to be just repercussions that could have been avoided, if that makes sense. And God, I just feel like it's a test. I have to keep saying this. I feel like the universe is testing the collective as we're ending the end of this year and gearing off for the new year. It's like, it is testing the collective. Oh God, what is here? Something is here. It's like, why are we being tested, Spirit? It's like, okay, it could have something to do with our personal growth. You know what I mean? I don't know if I have a couple of, I'm not going to say hotheads. I know I can be a hothead sometimes, especially when I feel like I'm being falsely accused or, when someone's trying to, jeopardize my character or whatever. You know what I mean? I think we all can be an advocate of self, okay, when we have to be an advocate of self. So I'm not going to say hothead, right? I'm not going to say temper or whatever, but maybe there are some people that's listening to me where y'all don't mind, sticking up for yourself, when somebody trying to accuse you or blame you or whatever. And Spirit is just like, okay, but we've been working on our temperament. I'm going to say that, not temper, but we've been working on our temperament. We've been working on staying balanced no matter what, right? No matter what's coming at us, we've been working on not reacting to everything. You know what I mean? So I feel like maybe that's what this test is for. And maybe if you've been working on trying to stay balanced emotionally and mentally balanced through the highs and lows of life, no matter what comes at you, maybe this is your final test of the year. Okay, Spirit wants to see, how have you been doing? You know what I mean? If you do have a temper or if you are a little hot-headed, you know what I mean? If you do go from 0 to 100 really quick, then this may be a test for you. You know what I mean? To not engage, not interact, try to just take a step back, just give this situation, this confusion, this conflict love, and just have more so... just take the position to where you're more so observing what's going on and, you're comforting the situation, you're neutralizing the situation versus, adding more fuel to the fire, if that makes sense. Because, I just feel like this is a test for the collective, okay? I wouldn't even get into facilitate it, right? Even if you're like the bystander, and you're watching confusion and conflict, I wouldn't even facilitate it. Because there's something there. There's like some kind of energy that is stirring the conflict up, that this energy kind of jumps from one person to the next, if that makes sense. And so if you get in that ring, right? If you get in that ring of fire is what I feel like. If you get in that ring of fire to try to facilitate it, you know what I mean? Then I feel like it's going to jump on you. And then now you may be carrying this heavy energy and you don't know what's going on. And you may be a little angry, a little, agitated, you know what I mean? Going into the holidays or going into the new year. This is why Spirit is telling me this is an urgent message, because whatever that conflict is streaming from, like the foundation of it, it has an energy that's very hostile, and that energy is transferable, right? Yeah, man. So the only time you need to neutralize a situation and just treat it with kindness is if it is directly related to you or if you're some way a part of it. Okay, collective. And I'm just so conflicted here because it's like, yeah, man, I feel like some people may be directly related to this conflict and others maybe just be bystanders, but whatever it is, don't engage if you don't necessarily have to. And if you are in the midst of the confusion or the conflict, neutralize it with love, with understanding, with compassion, and just try to hurry up and get the fuck out of it. Okay. As soon as possible, because it's just a lower vibrational, hostile energy that's trying to find a host. Okay. Yeah. All right, collective. I trust that made sense, and I'm trusting this is reaching whoever it needs to reach. I will see y'all later. Have a good day. Bye.